Hi there and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do some more yoga, and this time it's a bit of a session for after a run. So I am genuinely just back from a run. If you don't believe me, have a look at my red face. And this is a routine I'll do after quite a hard run. There's snow on the ground today, so it was an extra hard run, more effort required for the same amount of distance. So the first thing we're going to do is sit in a comfortable position, legs crossed, or have you on your knees. It doesn't matter as long as you're comfortable, and feel free to close your eyes. We're just closing our eyes for a little minute or so, and we're going to just concentrate on our breathing. This is really nice to regulate your breathing after a run. Hopefully you're out of breath. Maybe if you've not run hard enough you won't be out of breath. Close your eyes, and then you're going to be breathing through your nose, okay? And we're going to pretend that we've got a bit of a balloon in our belly and we're trying to fill that up. So we're filling up right down here. If you want to as well, putting your hands just on your rib cage can really help, because really that should be moving while we're breathing. That tells you you're breathing kind of deep enough. So breathing in, that's it, feeling everything expand, and then breathing out. Nice big exhale, feeling your abdomen going in the way. And try and make your breathing nice and regular. So have a count in your head. I always like to count to 4 and then exhale to 4 as well. Your count might be slightly different. You might be a 3 or a 5. It doesn't matter as long as you're equalising your breath. That's the main thing. So just continuing to breathe like this, really nice for just getting that breath regular again. Cooling down as well. We're going to get moving in a minute, don't worry. And everyone's going to be different after a run. You're going to have different bits that are, sore or have been stressed during the run. So hopefully as you go into practice yoga, you start to recognise these bits, and then you can work on them in your own way as well. But this is a good general routine for anyone that runs. So just keeping your breathing going, then settling on the next exhale, and then we'll come on to our hands and our knees. So into tabletop position. If you've got any dodgy knees, which you might do if you're a runner, you can double your mat up or put a blanket down. So hands nice and splayed on your mat, onto your knees, and your knees are under your hips and your hands are under your shoulders, wrists are under the shoulders. So we're going to inhale to do some cat-cows. So inhale, pop your tummy towards the floor, and then exhale, push your back up to the ceiling. That's it. So we're inhaling, getting a nice wee flow going here, exhaling. And this is really good because although we are concentrating on the spine, when we're running, it can have an impact on our lower back. Depends what surface you run on, especially tarmac, which is kind of what I run on most of the time. It can really jar your back. So this is really nice for just getting it moving, releasing any tension in that back as well. So a really nice way to start your routine. Okay, and then from here, coming back to a neutral tabletop, put your big toes together, put your knees out as wide as your mat. It can be wider if you want, or they don't have to be that wide. Put your bottom back as far as it'll go against your heels, and stretch those arms forward, head on the mat. Okay, and just feel the stretch in your glutes. Your glutes have just worked pretty hard, and it gives a nice wee stretch into your hip flexors as well, and under your shoulders. If you want this to be a wee bit more active, you can come up on your fingertips. That's absolutely fine. And we're just pausing here. Keep that nice breathing going as well. And just breathing in and out to your rhythm. Feeling your body, stretching. Really nice for your shoulders as well, because although obviously our legs and everything's doing the hard work, or it's a full body workout, isn't it? And especially depending how tense you are up here up the top when you run. Some people really stay quite tensed when they run, so it's nice to stretch that off as well. Great. So coming back slowly up to tabletop, we're going to come up into a downward dog, a proper downward dog. Okay, so tuck your toes in at the back. That should feel quite nice anyway if you've been for a long run. Getting those wee toes flex, a nice stretch in the bottom of your feet. Tuck your toes. You're going to lift your tailbone up. You're up on your tiptoes first, then you're going to come back the way. Okay, now this is going to feel pretty stretchy, especially after a run. Now pedal those feet out, walking the dog like this. And if you've never done a downward dog before, remember it's okay to bend your knees. This is perfectly fine. This is a great downward dog because you're better doing this with your knees bent and your back nice and straight rather than having a straight leg and your back like this, okay? Sort of half plank, half downward dog. This is really good because we can work on straightening those legs. So your biceps are kind of at your ears, hands are shoulder width apart, feet are hip width apart. You're looking towards the back of the mat and you might be pedaling it out. Remember, the heels don't need to come to the bottom either. They don't need to touch the floor. As long as you're feeling that lovely big stretch up the back of your legs and you're wrapping your shoulder round and you're just getting a little bit comfy here. It is a hard pose because we're inverting as well. Our head is below our heart. So just take your time, get your bearings, and then you're going to bend your knees even if you've had your legs straight, and you're going to point your toes towards the left. So you're doing a wee bit of a twist here. And what this is doing, it's still stretching us out, but we're getting a lovely stretch up the side as well. Come round to the middle and point them the other way. Feel that lovely big stretch. So, coming down on your knees now, what we're going to do is take the right foot and put it between our hands, okay? So just coming forward like this. Now, you might be in a sort of boxy shape like that, that's fine. Or you might want to just wriggle that front foot forward to get more of a lunge. We're stretching the legs here. Back foot is on the floor. You can still keep it tucked if you want, but adjust yourself, okay? Make sure your knee's above your ankle and not in front of your ankle. And we're going to come into a low lunge. So reach up with your fingers. You can look up or you can look ahead and really feel that tailbone drop, okay? We're stretching off the left hip flexors here and the right glute, and really feel heavy. Let the tailbone drop and stretch over those muscles that have just worked so hard for you. That's it. Now, if you want it to be a little bit more dynamic, you can always tuck that back toe and come up and straighten the leg. That's absolutely fine. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to take our hands into prayer position and you're going to hook this left elbow over the front knee. So you're looking towards your right now. You're pressing your palms together, okay? But your back knee can be down like this. That's absolutely fine, as long as we're getting the twist and the lunge. That's the main thing. So putting your hands either side of your front foot, we're going to tuck that back foot and come up into a low lunge, but with our legs straight, and feel the difference in the stretch there. And then we're going to shift the right foot back up to downward dog again. So pedal it out if you need to. That's it. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So coming down onto your knees, bring your left foot forward this time. Remember, adjust your legs so you're getting a good stretch, okay? You might be in a more boxy position. Remember to pad that knee up as well. And come up to your low lunge. Hands right up in the air, stretching for the ceiling, feeling your tailbone drop and stretching off those legs. That's it. And then remember, you can tuck the back toe if you want to, make it a bit harder. And then bring your hands into prayer position, hook the right elbow this time over your left knee and press those palms together. And the most important thing here is the rotation, so make sure that left shoulder's coming back. There's a lot going on, so just do the best you can, and remember the back knee can be down. So coming back down, if the back knee is down, lift it up, and we're going to come back into our downward dog. Stretch it out again. Hopefully it'll be beginning to feel a little bit better, not so stiff. And then you're gently going to walk your feet to the front of the mat. Keep your hands on the floor though, so if you need to bend your knees, that's fine. Okay, coming to the front of the mat. What we're going to do is keep our feet hip width apart, hold on to the inside of our elbows. Knees can be as bent as you need to, and we're going to come into a ragdoll. So the most important thing here is that your head is hanging, okay, nice and loose. And we're just releasing the back out by doing this. Now you can keep these knees really bent if you want, but bear in mind we've just been for a run. You might want to give your hamstrings a really nice stretch, so you can straighten your legs if you want and get more of a stretch in the back of your legs. It's up to you. You can sway from side to side, and then we're slowly going to put our fingers on the floor and gently come up. We don't want to be getting all dizzy. It depends how well you've recovered from your run. So now we're going to step out and have our feet about a leg length apart or thereabouts. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to put our hands on our hips, inhale, lengthen up towards the roof, okay? And then we're going to exhale, forward fold. Now see how far you come down. You might come down to here, you might come further. If your hands can come on the floor, wonderful. Now these knees can be a bit bent as well, okay? So if your hands are on the floor, you can stay there. The main thing is you're feeling a big, massive stretch up the back of your legs there. And you can also inhale and straighten the spine, and then exhale, fold forward even more if you want to. Hands are between the feet if they're on the floor. Okay, so feel that big, massive stretch up your legs. Remember, you can bend the knees if you want to. Doesn't matter how far your head comes down. And then you're going to inhale, straighten the spine first. Exhale, hands on your hips. Then inhale, come all the way up again. Doesn't that feel lovely? So we're going to just zigzag our feet in a little bit, okay? And now your toes are pointing out at 10 to 2, and we're going to squat down. Feel your glutes kicking in again, okay? Now keep your hands on the inside of your thighs. Come down as much as you can, okay? And we're just going to dip the left shoulder in and feel that nice stretch up the back whilst we're stretching our legs. Come up to the middle and dip the other shoulder. That's it. Lovely. And coming back up to the middle and straighten your legs. Now bring your feet in just a little bit more. We're going to do malasana, which is yogi squat, okay? Now hands are in prayer position, and I'll show you what we're going to do. You don't need to come right the way down, okay? And you can use a block to sit on as well. So you're going to keep your back nice and straight. Feet are pointing out slightly as well, 10 to 2, but they are closer together. And we're going to come right down, bum to the floor, so your tailbone's kind of leading with this one. Now you might not get down, that's fine, but just come down as far as you can, okay? So coming down, if you do get right down, elbows on the inside of your knees, push against your knees to increase the stretch here, because your glutes, your hips, everything is getting a wonderful stretch here on your lower body. And keep your back nice and straight, and even if you're not right down, it doesn't matter because you're still activating what needs to be activated. That's it. Keep that breathing going as well that we talked about at the beginning. Hands on the floor and push your bottom up first, then zigzag your feet in and give your legs a little shake. So let's come down onto the floor, okay? We are going to do a really nice quad stretch here. Okay, so what you're going to do is keep your right leg long and bring your left leg, if you can, with your heel beside your bum. Okay, so you're not sitting on your heel. All right, so you're in this sort of position. Right leg is out, left leg is bent. So already we're getting a nice wee stretch just by doing this position. Okay, knees are about hip width apart, and we're going to put our hands just behind us, and you'll feel as soon as you do that, get a lovely big stretch up. Quad's such a big muscle group, it deserves a big stretch. So you can come back to here, or you can come down on your elbows. Obviously the further back you come, the bigger the stretch, or you can, if you want to, come right down. Okay, as long as you're feeling the stretch in the front of that quad. Now, if you're lying down and your knee is up in the air, just come back up a little bit, maybe onto your elbows. We want the knee to be as flat as possible. So feeling that lovely big stretch on your quad and your hip flexors. That's it. Then coming back up, we need to do the same to the other side. Now you might find this other side is completely different. Might be easier or harder. So just make sure your heel is on the outside of your hip again, and just put your hands behind you. Usually one is stiffer than the other, and then just come back onto your elbows. If you want to, you can stay up in your hand, or you can come right down. But if you're coming down, be really nice and careful. Feel that lovely big stretch. And it shouldn't be painful. A wee bit of discomfort is okay, but it shouldn't be painful for you. So coming back up, especially if you're on your back, just be really careful coming back up. Put both your legs in front of you, feet on the floor, and just rock your legs back and forward in a sort of windscreen motion. Like this. So coming down onto the floor, We are going to do a wee reverse pigeon. So take your right ankle across your left knee. Okay, keep the foot flexed and push that right knee back to open up the hip. So you can hold on to your leg if you want to and feel the hip opening up. Just for a second or two, because then what we're going to do, if your leg is up, put your leg down, and then we're going to let our left knee fall to the floor, okay? And we're going to give our IT band a lovely stretch here. So where you should be feeling it is in the outside of your thigh, okay? You can hold on to your foot if you want to, and you can push your knee away, just fiddle about a wee bit until you feel that stretch. It's really hard to get a stretch into your IT band, so this is a really good one to do that. As we know, IT band can get really tight when we're running and cause you problems with your knees and things. So, just gently bringing your knees back up. Let's do the other side. So, left ankle over your right knee, left knee pointing away. Just stay there if you want to, if that's a big enough hip opener for you, or hold on to the back of your thigh. That's it, and again, just pausing here just for a couple of breaths. And then popping that right foot down, letting your right knee drop to the floor and your left foot will come to the floor. So again, just as long as you can feel the stretch on the outside of your thigh, you might want to hold on to that foot again. Hold on to the left foot with the right hand. Sometimes gives it that wee bit extra of a stretch, but as long as you're feeling it, you should be feeling it. That's it. And then gently coming back up. Now bring both your knees into your chest, or as far as they'll come. Give them a wee nice cuddle. You can rock side to side as well. Such a nice position this to do. Not just after a run, anytime. And then you're just going to let your legs come out and just lie just for a minute. Isn't it nice to lie down after a run? Sometimes you feel like doing this in the middle of your run as well. So we've just stretched off all the kind of major bits that we use when we run, but of course it is an all over body exercise, so there's lots of variations to this. Now have your eyes shut if you like and have the top of your hands on the floor. We are just literally lying down. It is a position, Shavasana, and it just lets your body restore whilst you're doing nothing else at all. And just feel how nice your body feels after a nice run. And a really good stretch off. I think we're all guilty of maybe missing the stretching occasionally. We've got too much to do and we just skip the stretching sometimes. So yeah, really nice to spend a bit of time after your run with a wee bit of time to look after yourself, a wee bit of self-care. So just wiggling your fingers and your toes, just starting to kind of move about again a little bit and bending your knees. And you're going to roll onto your side first. It's really important you come up super slow, pushing your hand into the floor. That's it. Cross your legs into a nice sitting position, or you can be on your knees as well. And just sit with your hands at your heart just for a second, let your body settle. Thank you so much for joining me for your practice today. I hope that is making you feel a little bit more comfortable after your run. So we'll finish with a namaste. Take a nice big deep breath in. And then namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, please do like and comment. And of course, if you subscribe to the channel, you'll get all the new videos as they come out. And there's lots of kids classes too. And if you get any suggestions as well for different classes, please don't be shy. Let me know. And I'll see you again next time. See you later.